And now, 6 Sports presents the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
Fight to him.
The toughest conference to figure out at this point in the season has been, without question, the CAAC Red, with a handful of teams bunched up at the top. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Tyler Driesinga. Coming into the day, Mason, Lansing Eastern, and Williamston were tied atop the CAAC Red with a 3-1 league record. Either the Bulldogs or Quakers would suffer a setback tonight because they went head-to-head in our big game of the week. The Bulldogs had the pep band going tonight. They found themselves down by 4 at the break, but in the third quarter, Luke Goss caught fire for the Bulldogs. He catches the pass in the corner, clears space with a shot fake, and reins in a 3. Mason down 35-33. Then Lansing Eastern turns it over, and Mason Dowdy throws it ahead to Goss. He scored 10 straight Mason points in the quarter and finished with 17. Final seconds of the third. Dowdy swipes the inbounds pass, checks the clock, and throws down a dunk at the buzzer. He led the Bulldogs with 20 points. Late in the fourth, Quakers trying to claw back into it. Raul Romero buries a 3 from the wing, but the big third quarter had the Bulldogs too far ahead. Lakin Johnson lays this one in on the break. Mason defeats Lansing Eastern 59-46, and after missing the first few games with a broken finger, Goss has been making a big impact for the Bulldogs.
I'm so happy for Luke. Luke works so hard, and then he had to miss the entire summer. Okay, he had to miss the entire fall. Okay, of any basketball stuff. He's a football kid. He does a lot of things well for the football team as well. But the injury put him way back, and ever since he's been back, like, he's just flying around. Like, he plays the hardest of any guy on my team. Like, I'm just very happy for Luke Goss.
Watching the guys compete in practice, shooting on the side, I mean, it sucked, but came back, made me want it even more, I feel like. And now we're here and we're winning games, so that's great.
Over to the Hornets' nest now. Williamston was hosting Fowlerville and looking to keep pace with Mason. The Hornets led by 24 at the break and kept it rolling in the second half. 6'8" senior Gabriel Robke left open behind the arc and connects on the triple to grow the lead. A little bit later, Brett Palmer attacks the rim and going to get it to drop plus the foul. The Hornets will then turn some defense into offense. Tommy Pratt pushes it ahead to Jamison Conti, and the full court vision works to perfection, forcing the Gladiators to call a timeout. Williamston started the second half on a 13-0 run and kept its foot on the gas in the third quarter. Pratt gets the bucket in the foul. Williamston rolls past Fowlerville tonight 68-30. In the CAAC White, Lansing Sexton is leading the way with a perfect conference record.
Yeah, Portland is 1 game behind the J-Dubs in the standings, with its only loss coming against Lansing Sexton. For more on the Raiders, we bring in our DeSharian McBroom and Kara Adams.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Portland went on the road tonight to take on Charlotte as the Orioles came into tonight on a 3-game losing streak.
Well, Portland came into tonight on a 4-game winning streak, and they were looking to keep it going.
Both teams were fired up for tonight's matchup, but it was Charlotte who started out on fire. First quarter, Charlotte's Evan Kalowski drains the corner 3. Charlotte up 11. And on the very next possession, A.J. Spencer Spratlin gonna knock down a 3. Charlotte starts the game on a 14-0 run. But in the fourth quarter, Portland is back in it. Carson Simon pump fakes and gets it to go off the glass. We're tied at 36. Later, it's Tage Berg driving, and he would not be denied. Portland takes the 2-point lead, but after Charlotte made some key free throws late, it's a tie game. Time running down. Kalowski, he's going to put up a shot for the win. It's off, but Blair gets the rebound, gets the putback. It's Blair's first ever game-winning bucket. Charlotte wins 40-38, and they storm the court with the win.
Evan, point guard, he shot it, hit the rim, bounced off. It just it felt like slow motion. It came right to me. I put it up. My arms were straight. I just threw it up. I looked at the clock, and I was freaking out. It was awesome.
Well, it's funny. I was just telling the guys, last year we played DeWitt and lost on a buzzer beater. It's just so much nicer to be on the other end of that for once.
And the girls were also in action tonight inside the Oriole Dome. The Raiders started out hot in this one. Lily Thalen on the fast break drives inside, gets the bucket. She led all scorers with 18 points. Portland up 8. Later, it's Bella Spitzley open in the corner, and she is money from 3. Raiders up 11. And on another fast break, this time it's Bella finding Aaliyah Roberson, who gets the tough layup to go. Portland start the game on a 17-0 run. Charlotte's Peyton Jobson finally ends the run as she buries a 3. The freshman helping them out with that. Charlotte down 14, but in the second quarter, Portland's Celia Spitzley knocks down a 3 of her own. Portland cruises to a 61-28 win over Charlotte.
Staying with girls hoops, Haslett was taking on St. John's and looking to bounce back from its first loss of the season on Tuesday. In the first quarter, the Vikings would force the turnover, and it leads to Christina Dixon scoring on the fast break. Haslett would keep rolling later in the quarter. Avery Hanna finds Caitlin Johnson down low and rolls the double-digit lead even more for the Vikings. St. John's would cut into that lead thanks to Abigail Tisdale. However, this would be Haslett's night. The spark plug, Alexis Turner, is open behind the arc and lights up the scoreboard. Haslett rolls to a 55-17 victory over St. John's.
St. John's boys and Haslett boys were also taking on each other tonight over at St. John's High School. We pick up in the third quarter. Haslett leads 29-19. Brogan-eyed working inside. He turns, gets it to bounce in, 31-19 Haslett. Here comes St. John's. Bryce Prattle fakes the pass, lays it up and in to cut the Red Wings deficit to 9. A little later, off the inbound pass, Travis Satherla gets it to go, and Haslett leads 47-36 at the end of the third. Fourth quarter, Titus Konechny hits the big 3, and the Red Wings, they trail by 10, but anytime St. John's cut it within 10, the Vikings had an answer like this one. Brogan-eyed gets the rebound, is able to put it back in, and Haslett goes on to win it 64-51 and improve to 2-3 in conference play.
Well, it's time for our first break of the night, and when we come back, we'll check in on top-ranked East Lansing.
Yeah, the Trojans were on the road taking on Okemos and looking to extend their 30-game conference winning streak. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Plus, Pewamo Westphalia was after its 37th straight conference victory. That's pretty good, too. That and more coming up next on the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
Welcome back. The East Lansing boys team is the top team in Division I and the only undefeated team in the CAAC Blue, coming off a win last week against previously unbeaten Rockford.
Yeah, Desharia, and East Lansing has just been so dominant this season, and they were looking for their 12th straight win in a row tonight. There's Ray Mitchell and co. getting his team ready for this one. And right away, Kingston Thompson goes up, misses his own shot, but he gets his own rebound out wide to Kellen Lotz, who buries the 3 for the first points of the night. Okemos, though, Alex McNeil, he's got it, driving through traffic, somehow gets the pass off to Isaac Schell, who gets a 3 right back, 5-3 Trojans. A little later, Lott throws up a 3 again, no good, but Decarius Stewart is there for the putback jam, EL up by 4. KJ Torbert, he misses his 3, but Thomas is there again, uses the glass, Trojans up by 2. And how about this to end the first quarter? Schell's got it, and he hits the half-court buzzer beater 3 to end the first quarter. The Wolves hanging around. They trail by 2 at the end of the first. In the second quarter, Tolbert, he goes to work in the second. He gets the bucket and 1. EL up 18-16. Lott comes up with it here with the steal. He's got a quick pass out wide to another one who finds Tolbert, who buries the 3, and East Lansing starts to pull away, and they go on to win it 76-41 and stay undefeated.
In the CMAC, first place Pewamo Westphalia went on the road to take on Bath. In the first quarter, the Fighting Bees, living up to their nickname, Aiden Wolf knocks down the corner 3. He was on fire, and then fellow senior Aiden Briggs splashes home a 3 of his own. Babb hit 5 threes in the first quarter and built up an early lead. But just before the halftime buzzer, Nolan George scores down low for PW to cut the Pirates' deficit to 5 at the break. The Pirates would sail away in the second half. Grady Eklund takes flight and slams it home. Eklund led the way with 22 points. A little later, Trent Pickett is cash money from 3, helping Pewamo Westphalia take down Babb 62-47.
Over at Fowler High School, the Eagles welcomed in Lansing Christian for a CMAC matchup, picking up in the first quarter. Dylan Pline gets the steal, long pass up to Isaac Thalen, who misses it, but Jonah Thalen is right there to put it in. 21-5 Fowler. Second quarter. Jonah again throws up the 3, no good, but the putback from Pline gives the Eagles the 18-point lead here. And a little later, Garrett Klein. He's working, goes inside to Joe Epke. Epke, nice little spin move, and he lays it in. Eagles lead 29-6. And it's Pline again, who makes it look easy, drives in, gets it to go, and the Eagles go on to handedly take down the Pilgrims 57-25 and improve to 8-1 in the CMAC.
In the Cascades East, 4 of the 6 teams have an overall record of 8-4 or better, and 2 of them met tonight.
Yeah, the 8-4 Napoleon Pirates hit the road to face 8-2 Leslie. The Blackhawks are still unbeaten in league play at 6-0. Napoleon has actually won 8 of its last 9 after an 0-3 start to the year. We pick it up in the first quarter. They swing it around to Gavin Davis at the top of the key, and he knocks down a 3. Napoleon up 5-3. Then Tyler Nall drives the lane and lays it up and in, plus the foul. That capped off a 9-0 run for the Pirates, but things changed when the Blackhawks started getting out in transition. First, Roman DeRose feeds Braden Johnson for the fast break layup. Then here they come again. Joel Cranmore throws it ahead to Johnson this time, and he's got 2 more. Blackhawks take a 13-11 lead, and the Pirates call timeout. Final minute of the first quarter. Cranmore pokes away the pass, has a run out, and he throws it down to grow the lead. Leslie pulls away to beat Napoleon 70-46 and improve to 7-0 in league play.
It was rivalry night in the Interstate 8 Conference as Jackson Northwest was on the road taking on Parma Western. The Mounties would get off to a fast start. Dennis Graham finds a wide open Marquise Brown for the corner 3, giving Northwest an early 14-point lead. The Panthers would battle back out of halftime, though. Rourke Watterson dishes it to Brody Parrott for the wide open 3, giving Western their first lead of the game. Late third quarter now, Anthony Miller hands it off to Chance Pangborn, who gets the tough finish to drop and extending the Panthers' lead. However, in the fourth quarter, Jackson Northwest would rally. Rododo, the second, connects on 3 of his 24 points. Jackson Northwest goes on to win 61-57.
Well, that's it for another great night of high school hoops, Kara.
And when we come back, we'll see if MSU hockey can complete the sweep at Wisconsin. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back. Michigan State's hockey team was wrapping up their series at Wisconsin tonight.
Yeah, the 4th-ranked Spartans had a chance to sweep the 2nd-ranked Badgers after a 4-3 win last night.
It was a 3-goal second period that was key last night, and tonight it was a 3-goal first period. Shane Van Sage scores the first of the night less than 2 minutes into the game, and less than 10 minutes later, the Spartans got on the power play and took advantage. Charlie Stramel finds Daniel Russell for his 2nd goal in as many nights. Russell's night not done there. Later in the first period, MSU back on the power play. It's going to be a fight for the puck in front of the net, and it leads to Russell netting his 2nd of the night. The first period would be the difference in this one. Michigan State wins 4-1 and sweeps the Badgers, so that is a great sweep for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, big win. 4th place in the Big Ten standings coming into the weekend. They jump Wisconsin with the sweep. Still in 3rd, Michigan and Penn State, who they're behind.
There we go. That'll be it for this week, Joe. Have a good one.